Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing another Taylor Swift album as books, but this time specifically we're not doing sapphic books, we're doing just in general books because I'm running out of sapphic books and sometimes I just need to be able to repeat and branch out a little bit. It was hard enough doing it without having just sapphic books as the theme, so we're doing just regular books today. I did do this with folklore and evermore as well. If you're interested in those videos, they will be on my channel somewhere. I will probably make a playlist of these videos. Honestly, at this point I think it's time. But yeah, I actually forgot that I wanted to do this when the new album came out, so sorry it's a little late. But here we are, and I have my list, I have my books, I'm ready, I'm excited, and let's just jump right on into it. So the first song is Lavender Haze. By the way, before we really get into it, I'm not doing the 3 a.m. edition of the album because I don't have time or patience or enough books to do all 20 songs. So we're just doing the main 13. And feel free to add the extra 7, what you think would fit each song if you want at the end. Feel free, but I can't. I just do not have it in me, so we're just gonna do the main 13. Anyway, to start, Lavender Haze. This is a song that I think is it reminds me of Lover a lot. And so I wanted to pick a book that was it was almost like really soft and lovey. I don't really know how to explain it. Romantic, I guess. So for that, I picked Sirens and Muses. I can't remember who this is by, but this is one of my current favorite sapphic romances. So this is a sapphic book. But I think the romance in here is just really, really beautiful, and I absolutely love it. And I think it fits the song very well. It's very soft and beautiful and all of that. This book is about a few different people going to this art school, and one of the main people that it follows is this girl who falls in love with another girl, obviously her roommate, and they're both artists and kind of use each other as their muse, and it's really beautiful. I absolutely love it, and I think it fits Lavender Haze really well. Maroon, I think I did a really good job picking this one because people like to debate whether or not Maroon is a relationship song or a past relationship song, they've broken up, or a current relationship. So happy or sad, I guess. And for this, I picked Normal People by Sally Rooney, which some of these books on here are going to be pretty well known, but I just think they fit really well. And I think Normal People fits well because it almost doesn't feel like a romance. You kind of are reading it and you're like, where is this going? Is this a romance, or is it a breakup story, or what's going on here? And kind of by the end you still don't quite know, and I think it fits Maroon really well in that sense. If you don't know what Normal People is about, it's about a relationship, and I mean that in the plainest of terms, relationship between a guy and a girl, and how they kind of come in and out of their lives, out of each other's lives, for quite a few years. And I think it's really beautiful. I really like the book, and I think it fits Maroon really well. Next, I actually have the book for this one. Next is Antihero, and I knew I had to pick a good one for this because it's the single on the song. So I knew it had to be good, I knew it had to make sense, and I think I did a good job. So Antihero, it's pretty obvious. So Taylor is singing this song, right? Okay, yes, we've established that. And basically in the song she's explaining, why she's not really that great of a person. But, we still see from the outside, this all doesn't make you a horrible person. I mean, these are bad qualities, bad things, but they don't necessarily make a bad person. So for this, I picked Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. So this one specifically, and not Gideon, because in this one we're dealing with Harrow, who is very, I think in a sense like the narrator in Antihero, but we can see her as like the whole, you know, but she sees herself as like the bits of the whole. And this one's hard because this book doesn't, like, it's a fever dream of a book, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I think Harrow's character fits Antihero really well. I think Antihero would be Harrow's favorite song, so that's why I picked this. I think she'd love the song and she'd be like, oh my god, is this about me? So yeah, I think it just fits really well, and that's why I picked it. Next up is Snow on the Beach. Oh my god, why am I so washed out? Okay, Snow on the Beach. This song, very quiet, very gentle, very romantic, but like in a, like the line, weird but fucking beautiful, right? Okay, yes. So I picked Alone with You in the Ether. You cannot see this cover, it's so washed out. This is by Olivia Blake, who wrote The Alice 6. This is kind of a love story of sorts, and I think it fits Snow on the Beach really well because the relationship between these two characters is weird but fucking beautiful, and like that's the only real way I can explain it, and that it makes sense. But it does make sense, I promise. These are like two very different people who fall in love, and it's a really beautiful story. It's very quiet and very gentle, I'd say, and I think it fits the song really well. So if you're a fan of Snow on the Beach, maybe you'd like this one, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's what I picked for that. Next is my favorite song on the album. So excited. Okay, You're on Your Own, Kid. A very relatable song. Like, I feel like everybody can kind of relate to this in some way or another. And for this one, I picked a really popular book at the moment, but I think it fits really well, and that is Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is a dark academia book that follows a group of students, specifically non-white students, going to this really prestigious academy, and it talks about colonialism a lot and destroying colonialism. And I think it fits really well because by the end of the book, if you've read it, I feel like you just know like that it fits this song, where the characters realize they are on their own. Like, there is no us, it's only you are on your own. Like, I cannot that's the only way I can explain it, and I think it fits really well. I think if you've read the book, you would understand. It just works. It works, just trust me. So this one is probably gonna be the easiest one to explain on the list, and Midnight Rain is the next song. The line that kind of sums up the whole song is he was sunshine, I was midnight rain, right? Everybody's using that line, at least on my Twitter feed, to like compare characters and their relationship. And so for this one, obviously I had to pick a Grumpy Sunshine book, which I have a lot of them, but one specifically that, like, people call it reverse Grumpy Sunshine, but it's still Grumpy Sunshine. So like, where the girl is the grumpy one and the guy is the sunshine one. But this one's sapphic, so it works either way. But anyway, that is The Dark Wife. This is by S.E. Deemer. This is a retelling of Hades and Persephone, but it's sapphic, and I feel like that's all I need to say. Sunshine, midnight rain. You get the idea. Literal sunshine, not quite literal midnight rain, but literal darkness. It works. This is a wonderful story. It's incredible. It's one of my favorites, and it's midnight rain. What more can I say? So for question, this is a song that I really like, but I don't think I've fully like gotten it yet. So from what I took from it, the chorus of like, have you ever had somebody kiss you in a crowded room, yada yada yada, whatever, I kind of took this as like, not a forbidden romance, but like one that you don't necessarily see coming, that people don't necessarily, that at first they're like, not a fan, and then they're like, okay, yeah, I'm vibing, right? I also, by the way, got from this, like, other than the chorus, it's like a song of like like missing somebody, like, do you miss her, basically. So for that, I'm giving no context. Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. One of my favorite books of all time. Fits the song perfectly. It's kind of like a hate to love kind of situation, so it fits that. And then there's also like a do you miss her kind of situation, so it fits that as well. So I feel like this ticks all the boxes, and it's a fantastic book. So yeah, question, Where Dreams Descend. Next up, we have a twofer. And by twofer, I mean 2 songs, 1 book. Because they're so similar, and the book is just so good that how can I not, right? So we're combining vigilante shit and karma. And for that, if you've watched my channel before, you already know what I'm gonna hold up. But They Never Learn by Lane Fargo. This book, y'all, I think this encapsulates the theme of vigilante shit and karma very nicely, very beautifully. It fits both of them perfectly, and I feel like that's all I really need to say. This is a dark academia where it follows 2 people. One is a professor at this school, one is a student at this school, and there's some vigilante shit happening. It's very good. It's very good for her, and I think everybody needs to read it. The next one, a little bit basic of a choice, but it's the obvious choice, and it just works too well. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than it just, you'll know. The next song is Bejeweled. If you don't know what book I'm gonna hold up, I don't know what to tell you. It's The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is Bejeweled in a book. The song Bejeweled is about Evelyn Hugo, and I don't know how I can say that any louder or any more impactfully. And is this a basic choice? Yes. Has everybody heard of this? Yes, but this isn't a recommendation video per se. It's just what I think fits, and I love Bejeweled, I love the song, and I love this book, so of course they go together. And it's not like peanut butter and jelly, it's like peanut butter and peanuts. Like, they are the same. They are one and the same. So I think I'm just gonna, I think I've done enough rambling on this one for now. I think I've said a lot of the same thing over and over again, so we're gonna move on. But yeah, Bejeweled, 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Next up, we got a sad one for all my sad bitches out there. Labyrinth. This song gets me every fucking time. Every single time it gets me. It just makes me so sad. And what book fits better than Addie LaRue? This really encapsulates the entire song, really. It only hurts this much right now. The pain, the longing, the suffering. It's all in here, baby. But it is, I think it fits Labyrinth really well. And it's just very slow. It's melancholy, it's sad. It's all of the above. Everybody's heard of this book. It's about a girl who, every time somebody like sees her and looks away, they forget about her. So she's like cursed in a way. Very good, very sad, made me cry a whole bunch, and so did Labyrinth, so that's all I need to know. Okay, the next song would be Karma, but we already talked about They Never Learned being both vigilante shit and karma, so we're gonna move to the next song, which is Sweet Nothing. I interpreted this a little bit differently for this video. I get the idea of the song, but hear me out. My year of rest and relaxation. And Sweet Nothing being about depression, essentially, and the comfort of sleep. I think it works when you think about it like that. I do, I really do. So that's why I picked this one. Because this one was especially a hard one to find something for, because not a lot of books like end with a breakup, right? Like they're usually happy endings. So I think this one happened to work perfectly for this. I think the main character is definitely running back to those sweet nothings that sleep is giving her and her meds are giving her, and it's just perfect. It fits perfectly. If you are living under a rock and don't know what my year of rest and relaxation is, it's about a girl who is very depressed, like a very privileged girl who is, it's like a satire of sorts. She's very depressed and she tries to get as much medication as she can to sleep for a whole year. And she thinks that after this year, she will be happy again and it'll fix all her problems. It's a really, really good book. And I think if you think about it, it fits Sweet Nothing pretty well. It's the last one I do not own a copy of, but is Mastermind. And I really wish there was a book like this. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. But Mastermind is basically a song, everybody knows, about creating this relationship, like having it pan out the way you would always plan. So planning it out from the beginning, how this is gonna go down, how you're gonna end up in a relationship with this person, and it works out, and you're a mastermind. Very hard to find a book like that, so couldn't really think of anything. But hear me out. A Certain Hunger by Chelsea Summers, I believe. This, I think, works really well because I think it's not necessarily a romantic relationship that the main character is creating, is planning out, but it is murders. And I think it still works. So in A Certain Hunger, we have our main character who is a food critic, and she decides to start killing men and eating their organs to like see what they taste like, kind of get a feel for that, I guess. But she plans, everything's planned very meticulously, and I think that fits Mastermind really well, obviously for very clear reasons, and I just think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, so for Mastermind, we have A Certain Hunger. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to tell me either some more books that you think would fit certain songs, or just your favorite song from the album. I'm always curious to hear. I love hearing everybody's thoughts. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.